Today, we're gonna follow some of my family tradition. I'm gonna teach you how to make a very basic tomato sauce. Let's just go over the ingredients real quick on this very basic sauce. Of course, we have the tomatoes, basil, and of course, we're gonna use a ton of garlic. We have fresh Parmesan cheese that we're gonna grate on our pasta, salt, pepper, and my dad will be very happy to see one of our family traditions in our sauce is to put just a touch of half and half into the sauce. So we're gonna start with the garlic. And so we've got some fresh garlic here, and we're just gonna start kind of busting it up. Grab your knife, you're gonna cut the ends off, take your blade, kind of smash, and then that skin's gonna just come right off. Now we have to figure out a way to saute that garlic, okay? So in order to do that, we've got to break it down. Grab your trusty mallet, and then you're just gonna start hammering that garlic down. So now we have the garlic, it's kind of pounded down. We're just gonna grab our knife, and then we're gonna chop it from there. And there you go. That is ready for our sauce. And then people are gonna say, well, how much oil are you gonna put in? We're gonna put in a bunch. And that's probably good. Kind of coat the bottom of the pan so that we get that good infusion with the garlic. We're gonna go ahead and drop that garlic in. Go ahead and stir it up. While that's happening, there's two ways to do the tomatoes, okay? Some people like a chunky sauce, some people like a smooth sauce. Honestly, I like it both ways. Today we're gonna do a smooth sauce, which means we're gonna drop these tomatoes in the blender. Of course, I was silly enough to wear a white shirt. There's an old rule, don't ever wear white to an Italian restaurant. Just a quick blend in the blender. Smooth out the sauce. Our garlic is coming around real nice, by the way. You see there, it's just that little bit of sizzle. It's not browning, and it's infusing. So we have all of our tomatoes blended. Our garlic is definitely good. Our oil is infused. We're ready to start making sauce. So we're gonna go ahead and dump this in here. And it's better to go fast. And then immediately we're gonna crank our heat up because we're gonna boil this. We're gonna put some salt. Just a little salt, some pepper. I'm gonna give that a stir. Let's talk about cheese. So we have, fresh Parmesan here that we're gonna grate down. So we're gonna cut off a chunk here. We're gonna drop that in, and it's gonna come right out like that when it's time to eat. Perfect. The next thing we have to do is we have to add our basil. If you want that basil to kind of maintain its leafiness, you're gonna wanna cut it with scissors. And so right now we're just de-stemming it because we don't want a bunch of basil stems in there. Earlier we talked about the Calandra family secret when it comes to making pasta sauce. Half and half. Now, we're gonna go ahead and turn our sauce off. You don't want to be adding cream to something that's boiling, okay? It could curdle a little bit in there. You want that sauce to cool down a little bit, so we're gonna wait for that to happen. We're gonna put a touch of cream, and then we're gonna start making our sauce. We've got our half and half. Our sauce is cooled a bit. It's not boiling so that we don't get any curdling in there. And we're gonna go ahead and put some half and half in there. And what you're gonna see is you're gonna see that color of the sauce change, right? And that's kind of how I gauge how much to put in. We're gonna go ahead and put some in there. And we need just a touch more. So now we're moving on to our final phase here at the Ramos Law Bistro. We're gonna make our pasta. Now, a little trick when it comes to making pasta. Don't have a short little amount of water and then try filling that pan with a ton of pasta. It's gonna make it kind of gummy. You actually want a ton of water in there, way more than you think, because you want plenty of space for that pasta to cook and to expand, and that's gonna get you that good texture when it's time to eat. So we finally got our water boiling, and we are ready to move on to the final stage. We got 2 pounds of the penne rigate. We're gonna drop those in. You're gonna wanna make sure you give that a stir because it will stick on the bottom at the beginning. We're gonna take some of that water out. That's that liquid gold that we talked about. Gonna get a little more. We're gonna save that and put it on the side. Grab my towels. And again, when we do this over at the sink, you're gonna wanna pour away from you. Never pour towards you when you have a pot of boiling water, right? Pour away. Give it a little shake. right back in. We're gonna add our water back in. Then we're gonna add our sauce. We're gonna crank that heat back up. And then like I told you, we're actually gonna boil this again. And that's where the pasta is gonna finish. That sauce is gonna infuse in there, and that's where you're gonna get that better flavor. So we're gonna bring that up to temp, and we will be eating shortly. So we're gonna go ahead and plate our pasta. Pretty easy stuff. Grab yourself a ladle. We got our fancy cheese wheel. And you're gonna go ahead and crank some fresh Parmesan on there. And so from our family here at the Ramos Law Bistro, from our family to yours, here you go. Pasta alla Alcamo.